Cody out to recreation. So what could be more fun than a 1022? A 1022 done up as an M1. So stick with me, this ought to get pretty interesting. Well, there it is, out of the box. That's the M1 Carbine stock, and came from E. Arthur Brown. You know, it's really hard to picture the M1 without the 30 caliber magazine pouch. It's just impossible to picture it. Well, originally this wasn't supposed to go on the, I always thought it did, but no. This one on the 1936 web belt. And the reason you know is there's a little secret button back here, see it? And I'll try to insert a picture of the web belt so you see where that snaps on. So anyway, one of the things you could do to save yourself a lot of aggravation when you first get this is get yourself some private tape. Okay? Pull off a little bit of private tape. Just get your nice little strip of private tape, put it on there. Come to the back of this thing, right, and feel where the button is. Get your tape over that button and put it on there, over that button on the inside, and that's gonna protect the stock quite a bit. And also, when you go to install this, make sure you haven't put the rifle together already, because well, you'll have problems. So we're just gonna slide it on there and let you see how it looks here. We'll just slide that thing right on. Just slide it right on there, all the way down. Do-do-do-do. And man, that's starting to look like an M1, is it not? Look at how authentic this is on the back. Look what it says. Biscayne Tent and Awning Company, Incorporated, 1943. Oh, you can't beat it. So that's what it looks like when you install it. But like I said, when you do it, make sure you haven't put the rifle together already. Well, you know, if you ask somebody what's the most second iconic thing about the M1, you'd have to say it's the oil bottle sling combo. And I wanted to show you this oil bottle. It comes with an applicator tip right here. Now, there's sort of a grommet type thing there. You don't want to keep poppies in here because it'll eat that away. But keeping a little bit of oil in here and having a bore snake, you can make 1022 last a very long time. So I'm going to show you how this hooks up to the sling. Try to get it in camera as best I can. Okay, so you've got the oil bottle. Slide it through the sling right here. It fits inside this little recess, okay? Goes right inside that little recess. You pull that side tight, and I'll flip it over. I'll show you how she goes. We'll get over to the other side. Okay. It's just a matter of putting her through the thingy. And that's all she wrote right there. It's just as simple as that. And of course, you know the other end clips up here. I'll show that to you, just in case somebody's never seen it. There's just a little snap clip on this side. And pull that thing open like that. We'll get her underneath there. And that's it. That's the whole sling setup right there. Couldn't be any easier than that. And you got a really nice sling.
Stay safe, stay warm, stay free.
That was the Battle of the Argonne Forest, and only just beginning. It's been that way for 3 whole days and 3 nights. Cut off from the battalion, with no food, no water, no ammo, no nothing. Then that last barrage lifted, and I started crawling around, looking for the rest of the patrol. You know what? There wasn't any. What was left of them, if there'd been any, had all been pulled back. I was all alone. I look around, and that place was just a-poppin' with Germans. All of a sudden, it seemed like the whole of the Kaiser's army was out just to get me, and all of them yelling for me to surrender. Well, I started looking for a clip. Oh, gee, Rushy, there wasn't any. I got so sore, I forgot to be scared. Then I grabbed for a hand grenade. I pulled the clip, hauled back, and let her go. You know what? Every darn one of them come running out with their hands up over their head, yelling, "Comrade! Comrade!" Must have been a whole regiment. A battalion. A couple of hundred, anyway. A tight corner, eh? I'll say. What did I do? I'll tell you what I did. I picked up that empty rifle of mine just as if she was loaded, and I started herding them prisoners into a single file. Maybe you think I wasn't scared? Come on, you, I yelled. Come on, you. Get 'em up. Keep moving. Yeah, come on. Yeah, come on, come on. Yeah, I mean you. Hold up. You.
Oh, no. Oh, no, Pop. You're not at it again. Hi, Tommy. On the level now, how many Germans was it this time?
Go on. Go ahead. Poke fun. All the same, that was a man's war. None of your cream puff fighting with fancy machines to do the job. Cold steel and bullets, that's what we used. I was in a war.
You were in a war? Well, now, isn't that something? Where do you suppose I was? At a taffy pole? Have you ever heard of Salerno?
Salerno?
And we had to clean up North Africa before we ever got to Salerno.
Salerno? Oh.
Well, go ahead and laugh. Maybe I'd be laughing, too, if I hadn't been there. Salerno. I bet most of us had never even heard the name. We would. Brother, we would. But by now, we knew the counterattack had failed. Hitler had lost his chance to sweep us out of Italy. There was a message saying just that to every officer and enlisted man in our 5th Army. One little phrase hit it right on the head. "We are here to stay," said Lieutenant General Mark W. Clark. Cream puff war, huh?
Oh, don't get me wrong. Of course it was rough. All wars are. But shucks, you was talking about one measly little week. Now you take the Argonne.
1 week, he calls it. 1 measly little week. Why, man, this fight was only just beginning. Those Nazis weren't calling it quits. Not yet, they weren't. Outfits that could stop along the way found they'd been winning a popularity contest along with the battle. It's a funny thing about soldiers, anyway, our soldiers. Kids always go for them in a big way, and we do a bit of melting down ourselves. You got to wondering what it was like to be a youngster in the middle of a war. Wonder, too, what kind of miracle it would take to make some of them laugh, be kids again. You know, Pop, sometimes when I look at Tommy, I think back on those towns we fought through and all those poor kids.
Rough on kids. Women folks, too. War always is.
Times, too, when I get to thinking that if we hadn't fought through scraps like that, maybe one day he'd know the same kind of life those kids knew.
Well, now you got a point. I used to get the same notion watching you when you was growing up.
Well, we did our best to bring those kids their miracle. Gained our victory, and all Italy south of the Volturno was ours. Neither our leaders nor any of us would forget those others. The ones who'd helped us crash the European continent. American fighting men who brought honor to themselves, the armed forces, and our country.